In applied behavior analysis, what does the term antecedent refer to? A. A consequence that follows behavior. B. A stimulus that occurs before a behavior. C. The behavior itself. D. The environment after the behavior. Answer, B. An antecedent is any stimulus or event that occurs before a behavior and may trigger or influence it. Correct identification helps in behavior modification strategies. Which of the following is an example of positive reinforcement? A. Removing a chore when a child completes homework. B. Ignoring a behavior to reduce it. C. Timeout for disruptive behavior. D. Giving a token after the child finishes a task. Answer, D. Positive reinforcement involves presenting a stimulus after a behavior to increase the likelihood of it recurring, such as giving a token or praise. What is the main goal of a functional behavior assessment, FBA? A. To punish maladaptive behaviors. B. To identify the function of a behavior. C. To increase medication use. D. To measure intelligence. Answer, B. An FBA identifies why a behavior occurs, e.g., attention, escape, sensory stimulation, so that interventions can be tailored effectively. In ABA, which type of reinforcement schedule produces the most consistent response? A. Variable ratio. B. Fixed ratio. C. Fixed interval. D. Variable interval. Answer, A. Variable ratio schedules provide reinforcement after an unpredictable number of responses, producing high, steady rates of behavior, common in gambling behavior studies. What is a primary reinforcer? A. A stimulus that requires learning to be effective. B. Praise given verbally. C. A token earned in a classroom. D. A naturally reinforcing stimulus like food or water. Answer, D. Primary reinforcers satisfy biological needs and do not require prior learning to be motivating. Which of the following best describes extinction in ABA? A. Applying punishment to decrease behavior. B. Withholding reinforcement to reduce a behavior. C. Reinforcing a new behavior. D. Providing a primary reinforcer. Answer, B. Extinction occurs when reinforcement for a previously reinforced behavior is withheld, leading to a decrease in its frequency over time. What is shaping in ABA? A. Teaching a behavior by reinforcing successive approximations. B. Ignoring maladaptive behavior. C. Using punishment to stop behavior. D. Reinforcing only the final target behavior. Answer, A. Shaping involves reinforcing closer and closer approximations of the desired behavior until the target behavior is achieved. Which of the following is an example of a discriminative stimulus, SD? A. A bell signaling the start of class. B. Ignoring a behavior. C. Removing a preferred item. D. Delivering food after a behavior. Answer, A. An SD signals that reinforcement is available for a particular behavior, setting the occasion for that behavior to occur. What is an operational definition of a behavior? A. A subjective description of behavior. B. A measurable and observable description of behavior. C. A list of potential reinforcers. D. A treatment plan. Answer, B. Operational definitions specify exact criteria for observing and measuring behavior, ensuring consistency and reliability across observers. Which type of measurement records the exact number of times a behavior occurs? A. Duration recording. B. Whole interval recording. C. Interval recording. D. Frequency recording. Answer, D. Frequency recording counts the number of occurrences of a behavior, providing a simple and direct measure of its rate. Which of the following is an example of a motivating operation, MO? A. Providing reinforcement immediately after behavior. B. Withholding food to increase the likelihood of eating behavior. C. Applying a timeout. D. Giving verbal praise. Answer, B. An MO temporarily alters the value of a reinforcer, influencing the likelihood of behavior occurring. Food deprivation increases the effectiveness of food as a reinforcer. What is the purpose of task analysis in ABA? A. To punish inappropriate behaviors. B. To measure IQ. C. To reinforce attention. D. To break complex skills into smaller, teachable steps. Answer, D. Task analysis involves dividing complex skills into discrete, teachable components, allowing systematic instruction and mastery of each step. Which of the following is an example of negative reinforcement? A. Giving candy after cleaning the room. B. Ignoring tantrums. C. Scolding for misbehavior. D. Removing loud music when a child starts homework. Answer, D. Negative reinforcement involves removing an aversive stimulus to increase the likelihood of a behavior occurring. What does interobserver reliability, IR, ensure in ABA data collection? A. That the same behavior produces different outcomes. B. That multiple observers record behavior consistently. C. That reinforcement is delivered on time. D. That behavior decreases over time. Answer, B. High IOR ensures that data collected by different observers is consistent and accurate, which is critical for reliable behavior analysis. Which schedule of reinforcement is most resistant to extinction? A. Continuous reinforcement. B. Fixed interval. C. Variable ratio. D. Fixed ratio. Answer, C. Variable ratio schedules produce behaviors that are highly resistant to extinction because reinforcement is unpredictable. Which type of prompt involves physically guiding a client's hand? A. Verbal prompt. B. Gestural prompt. C. Physical prompt. D. Visual prompt. Answer, C. Physical prompts involve hands-on guidance to help a client perform a behavior correctly, gradually fading over time. In ABA, what is generalization? A. Performing a learned behavior across different settings, stimuli, or people. B. Applying a skill in the same setting only. C. Reinforcing only one instance of behavior. D. Extinguishing unwanted behavior. Answer, A. Generalization ensures that skills learned in therapy transfer to natural environments and everyday situations. What is a permanent product recording? A. Measuring outcomes that result from the behavior. B. Measuring the behavior as it occurs. C. Continuous observation. D. Event sampling. Answer, A. Permanent product recording measures tangible outcomes of behavior, such as worksheets completed or toys cleaned, rather than the behavior itself. Which of the following is an example of a naturalistic teaching strategy in ABA? A. Discrete trial training at a table. B. Incidental teaching in the child's play environment. C. Punishment for non-compliance. D. Role-play scripts. Answer, B. Naturalistic strategies, like incidental teaching, occur within natural environments and use natural reinforcers to promote learning. What is the difference between continuous and intermittent reinforcement? A. Continuous reinforces every behavior, intermittent reinforces only some occurrences. B. Continuous uses punishment, intermittent uses reinforcement. C. Continuous is variable, intermittent is fixed. D. Continuous applies to adults, intermittent to children. Answer, A. Continuous reinforcement provides reinforcement after every behavior, while intermittent reinforcement reinforces only a portion of responses. What is a behavior cusp in ABA? A. An undesirable behavior. B. A minor skill of limited importance. C. A behavior that exposes the individual to new environments, reinforcers, or contingencies? D. A type of punishment. Answer, C. Behavior cusps are pivotal skills that open up access to new learning opportunities and social interactions. What is the difference between shaping and chaining? A. Shaping teaches complex skills stepwise, chaining teaches successive steps in a sequence. B. Both are punishment techniques. C. Shaping uses reinforcement, chaining uses punishment. D. There is no difference. Answer, A. Shaping builds behaviors gradually, while chaining links discrete steps in a predetermined order to teach complex sequences. What is the primary function of a token economy? A. To punish misbehavior. B. To systematically reinforce desired behaviors using tokens exchangeable for backup reinforcers. C. To provide primary reinforcement only. D. To measure behavior frequency. Answer, B. Token economies use conditioned reinforcers, tokens, that can be exchanged for backup reinforcers to motivate behavior systematically. In a functional analysis, which condition tests for attention-maintained behavior? A. Free play condition. B. Contingent attention condition. C. Escape condition. D. Alone condition. Answer, B. Contingent attention tests whether the individual's behavior is maintained by social attention from others. What is discrete trial training, DTT? A. A structured teaching method with clearly defined trials, prompts, and reinforcement. B. An unstructured learning method. C. A punishment strategy. D. A type of data recording. Answer, A. DTT is structured, teacher-directed, and uses repeated trials with prompts and reinforcement to teach specific skills. What is errorless learning? A. Allowing mistakes freely to promote learning. B. Ignoring incorrect responses. C. Using punishment to prevent errors. D. Minimizing errors by providing immediate prompts and reinforcement. Answer, D. Errorless learning reduces the likelihood of incorrect responses, helping the learner acquire skills efficiently and confidently. Which is an example of automatic reinforcement? A. Clapping hands for praise. B. Rocking back and forth for sensory stimulation. C. Token for completing a task. D. Attention from peers. Answer, B. Automatic reinforcement occurs when the behavior itself produces sensory or intrinsic reward, independent of external consequences. What is a skill deficit in ABA? A. When an individual has the skill but doesn't perform it. B. A reinforcement schedule error. C. An inappropriate behavior. D. A lack of ability to perform a behavior. Answer, D. A skill deficit occurs when a learner cannot perform a desired skill, guiding intervention to teach that skill. Which of the following is an example of stimulus generalization? A. Saying dog only in the therapy room. B. Saying dog in multiple environments. C. Receiving reinforcement only once. D. Using the wrong reinforcer. Answer, B. Stimulus generalization occurs when a behavior learned under one condition occurs in similar but different contexts. What is the primary purpose of data collection in ABA? A. To track behavior change and assess the effectiveness of interventions. B. To punish undesired behaviors. C. To memorize facts. D. To assign reinforcers randomly. Answer, A. Accurate data collection allows BCBA practitioners to make data-driven decisions, ensuring interventions are effective and ethical.